TikTok, so I figured I'd say this right now. That truck, that car, Cutler, Old Blue, were all rescued vehicles. Old Blue has been in our family for 22 years. My dad picked him up for 150 bucks at a Lethbridge. And I'll tell you the story, a quick story about how we ended up with him. The owner was moving away from Lethbridge, and Dad went down his alleyway one day, and my aunt lived a couple blocks away from there. And we found him sitting parallel to a garage door with flat tires, and the box was full of garbage, and some windows were gone. So my dad went and knocked on the door, and he said, "Hey, what are you doing with that Ford?" Guy says, "Well, I'll sell it to you for 150 bucks. Either you take it or it's going to the scrapyard." So my dad got it running, drove it halfway home. The head gaskets were bad in the 302 that was in it. So a couple years later, me and Dad put a 360 big block in him, and let me tell you, he can lay rubber like no problem, this truck. Cutler, a 76 Ford F250. I bought him out of a small town out this way. What town is that? Sterling. A guy had him, and all he bought him for was it's not the real seat, but he bought him for the seat and the dash and the door panels and stuff like that to put in a 50 Chevy. And he said the rest of it was going to go to scrap if he didn't need it. So I made him a deal of 600 bucks and a case of beer, and he let me drag it out of his horde of other cars, the super cabs. You can't let go of these. But he's been a good truck. He's got a 390 in him. Runs a little rough. I found a bent push rod in him last summer, and I put my camper on him. This what year is this? 78 F350 camper special. I bought this for 300 bucks out of Lethbridge. Well, maybe more than 300 bucks. I can't remember. But the guy said either you buy it. Well, it's a funny story behind this truck, actually. I was working delivering drywall to a school just down the street from where this thing was sitting. I was thinking all the time, yeah, and I wish the thing was for sale. I'd buy it. Not even 2 weeks later, there was a for sale sign in the back topper window with a phone number on it. So I wrote it down, went back to our shop, phoned it, and it was a older guy had it. And it used to be his dad's truck. And it's got the custom things on it and stuff like that. Really nice truck. And I said, "Well, what would you take for it?" He said, "A couple $100 or more. It's up to you. What do you want to offer me?" So I said, okay, we'll make a deal. So a couple of weeks later, we loaded him up, brought him home, and this has got a 460 big block in it. I think it's rebuilt, actually, because it's got really good oil pressure, and it runs just great. This thing is a 67 International pickup this is what the truck that started it all, was this one. And I got this off a buddy that my mom used to work for. It's a short bed. I was going to get around to it until I found out all the fucking floorboards had holes in them. Still got to get to her, I think. It's a three-speed manual on the tree with the original International Harvester 6-cylinder. Not a bad. These are, like I said, these are all rescue trucks. These are trucks that nobody wanted anymore. I don't understand why. The Cougar Dad found on his own, and he bought it just because he likes Cougars. But yeah, these 3 and 4 are all left behind by their owners. Didn't want them anymore, I guess. But that's a story about them. Figured I'd post that and see what you guys think.